there'll be two parts of the video. The first part is proving the formula for this. They are all given. Altogether, there will be 5 formulas. They are all given. So I just need to prove to you first. If you're not keen on this, you can just skip the whole video to the last part. All right, so very simple. So basically, sine 2a, this is important to have the concept of sine 2a is actually equals to sine a plus a, right? So what does this look like? Yeah, what we call the what formula? Addition formula, right? So we have sine, cosine, then cosine, sine. Correct or not? So you have to remember a bit, otherwise you keep flipping the formula sheet, also very weird, right? So do you realize that these two terms are exactly the same? All right, so what we get? We'll get 2 of sine A and cosine A. So this is the formula for double angle. So the formula is 2 sine A cosine A. Okay, so just write this down. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Okay, now what is the operation here? Minus. Oh, okay, why? Yeah, because we are actually looking for cosine A plus A, right? So this is a plus, then this must be a minus. Okay, now do you realize that these two are exactly the same? So we can rewrite it as cosine square A minus sine square A. Okay, now the way we write cosine square is this way. Seldom do we see people write like that one. Oh, you all should know the reason why people don't write like this, right? Why? Yeah, a lot of brackets, more things to write. So people don't write it this way. So if you see cosine A, the whole thing square, is the same as saying cosine square A. It's exactly the same, which is cosine A times cosine A. Okay? All right, so that is the formula that's given to you during your exam. Okay, now the question is, why are there 2 more? Does this look very familiar to one other formula? Very, very familiar, right? Which is the sine square A plus cosine square A equals to 1, right? That was the one of the identity we learned earlier. Right, now we are going to put this inside here. So we will let sine square A be the subject, and then we will let cosine square A be the subject. Now if I let sine square A be the subject, right, what do I get on the other side? 1 minus cosine square A. Okay, so what it means is this. I'm going to remove this guy here, and I will change it to 1 minus cosine square A. So far, okay? So I will rewrite another line equals to 1 minus cosine square A. Okay, so what's the new formula? Simplify. This one plus this, I have 2 cosine square A minus 1. So it's given during exam again, so you all don't need to worry. 2 cosine square A minus 1. Okay, of course, the last one is quite simple. It's exactly the same idea. Instead of making sine square A the subject, I now make cosine square A the subject. Okay, so to make cosine square A the subject, I will move this over. So cosine square A is 1 minus sine square A, right? So let's change this guy to 1 minus sine square A. And I will have another sine square A. So how do we simplify this? Yeah, so that's the okay, not final, but okay, the final one for cosine 2A. Later you'll see why we need so many versions. 1 minus 2. Okay, thanks, Brian. Okay. Again, exam formula given, so don't panic. So tangent 2A is equals to tangent A plus A. Okay. So the formula is, see? Plus, then over. Okay, it's okay that you don't remember. It just means that I never give you enough homework. So cannot complain that I give you homework. So tan tan, 1 tan tan, that's the one. Okay, and the sign here will be the opposite. Okay, the sign here will be the same. All right, then we'll have 2 of this over 1 minus, simplify, tangent square A. All right, so that is the end of the 5 formulas. Okay. Yeah, you realize I also peep over, right? I seldom remember this. Okay. Right, at least remember the addition formula, can? Yeah. Okay, firstly, sine A is 3 over 4, so it can be the first or second quadrant. First or second. But because it is obtuse, it must be in the second quadrant. So we are going to just do this first because I'm going to need it later for this part and this part. I'll need it later. Okay, let's start. This is the second quadrant. Okay, what is the value here? Based on that question, what is this value? You must know this by now. 3. And then this one? I trick you. No, this is not 4. No, this is not 5. Okay, if this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. But this is not. Yeah, correct. Okay, actually the trick is this. This is actually 4 here, opposite over hypo. So then your adjacent is, okay, very good, negative square root 7. Okay. Can, so that's the setup. Okay, let's start. Okay, like I said, now is the time for us to pick and choose. Okay, so let's pick and choose. So let's look at this. Which one do we use? First one, second one, or third one? I need to use cosine 2a, right? The double angle. So I will choose 1 minus 2 sine square a. Why do we choose that? Sine a is 3 over 4. Okay, can you tell me how do I put 3 over 4 inside here? 1 minus 2 times 3 over 4 square. Press your calculator and check your resource book answer. Okay, just a quick show of hand. How many of you find this very difficult? Okay, so this is something, this is something new to you. Okay, let's look at this. This is 4a, right? Okay, something very intuitive. This is 4a. What would this be? Yeah. See, this angle is double of this angle, right? Intuition, this angle is double of this angle. It's 2a, this 1a, double. So if this is 4a, this will be 2a. If this is 4a, this will be 2a. Okay, but don't use this. Just use this because there's only 1a here and only 1a here. Okay, so use this or this. Okay, my question is for 4a, right? I'm going to double this, I'm going to double this, I'm going to double this. Which one better to use for the next question? 2 cosine square 2a minus 1. Is this good? This is better, right? Why? Because one of you just now said I already have cosine 2a. So do you see that the questions are building up to one another one? Of course, exam we will ask you to do part A first, then ask you to do part B lah. But in case I never ask you to do part A first, I'm sorry, you got to do part A yourself. Okay, by looking at the number of marks I give you. Okay. So what's the value here? Just now we found already. Negative 1 over 8. I must square it. Then I must minus 1. Check. The answer here will be negative 31 over 32, right? Okay. So let's do cosine 3a. Okay. If you forget one day, can you just watch the video? Cosine 3a will come out for exams one. And cosine half a also. Okay, but 3a is easier. So cosine 3a, again, I cannot double because it's an odd number. So what can I do? 2a plus a. Okay? We use addition formula. Okay, now if I expand this, you will see why I use this. Okay, please remember this. So I will have cosine. What's the operation? minus sine sine. Okay, so if I have this number, 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 I'm done. No? Can you get the idea? Do I have cosine 2a? Look at the work that you have done so far. What is that number? Negative 1 over 8. Do I have cosine a? So find out immediately what is cosine a. Alright, so adjacent over hypo, right? Which is negative. Don't scare me, you all know, right? You all just keep quiet only, right? But you all know, okay. Sine 2a, problem. Look at the whiteboard. May only, don't have. So how? Then cannot, some of you, you all say, well, don't have, that cannot do already. Cannot be lah. So you don't have how? You realize I can get sine a and cosine a easily? Okay? So now let's do a side working, can? Sine 2a. Okay? This is called side working. Sometimes I do that. That means I draw a line, I do a side working. Okay, let's try. 2 sine a cosine a. What is sine a? 3 over 4. Hey, who cannot find this? Raise your hand immediately. Can find? It's down here. Okay, what is cosine a? Simplify. Okay, I bear you the misery lah. Okay, I need the third form. I need the third form because this question they always ask without using calculator lah. They love to ask this question. No calculator. So let's simplify. Cancel, cancel. So it will be negative 3 square root 7 over 8. All right, now I will insert that in negative 3 square root 7 over 8. Okay. And finally, sine A I already have long time ago, which is 3 over 4. And if I press this without touching the cert cannot press. Okay, let's try. I will have square root 7 over 32. Minus become plus. 8 times 4 is 32. Okay? Now, minus becomes plus. This one becomes 9 square root 7, 32. Okay, I'm very happy because this is over 32, this is over 32. The final answer, how many? 10 square root 7 over 32. Okay, question. How did I check my answer that this is correct? I find angle A first. You know how to find angle A? Inverse sine, right? You find the angle A. Okay, but I make sure that it's obtuse. How do I make sure it's obtuse? 180 minus the angle. So I get the angle, right? I put the angle inside here. I write down the answer. Then I press this. Make sure it's the same number lah. I press these decimals, make sure it's the same number. How long does it take you? No, not so fast. Okay, 1 minute lah, 1 minute. Cosine half A. Okay, back to the drawing board. Which one are you going to use? Okay, so the concept is this. I write in red. This is the concept. Why did your friend choose this? So cosine 2A equals to 2 cosine square A minus 1. How do I do it? Yeah, divide by 2, right? The A divide by 2. I told you already. If this is A, this is double rate, what? If this is half A, this is just double rate, what? Okay, so you want me to write half A? Do you all want me to write A over 2? Okay, so I write A over 2. Okay, just to ask me where the A over 2 comes from. It is half A. Okay. So if I have this number here, I just need to plus 1 divided by 2 and then square root. Okay, I show you lah. I hear a slight Okay, let's try. So in order to find this, right, I will use that expression or the identity. Okay, I'll use the identity here. Okay, very simple thing. All right. Do I have this? Yes. So simple, must have it. What? So what is it? negative root 7 over 4. I want to find this guy, right? So the rest just copy, no? Everything else don't have, ma. Okay. So first step, plus 1 on both sides. Plus 1 on both sides. What do you get here? This is 4 over 4, right? 4 over 4. So I need to plus 4 over 4. Okay? Plus 4 over 4. So the denominator will be 4 minus this over 4. Okay, just trust me lah. Okay, this is what happens when you plus 4 over 4. Plus 4 over 4, common denominator. Okay? 4 over 4, common denominator. Okay, so this is gone already. Okay, next step. Divide by 2. What will I get here? Come on. 4. This is what Jimin is asking, right? What to do next one? This one, what to do with this? You square root, right? How to write this? Square root the entire thing is cosine A over 2. Okay, we are done.